Hey guys, it's Marley and welcome to my December TBR video. I cannot believe it is December, or almost December when I'm filming this. We just put up our Christmas tree last night. It feels so cozy in here. But yeah, let's do my final TBR of the year. I'm not doing any sort of TBR game for this month because I have a big video project that I always do in the month of December that's going to take up a lot of my reading, and the rest I'm just going to leave for like mood reads, or I'll tell you guys the books I'm kind of aiming to read for the last few weeks of the year. So first of all, it's no secret if you are familiar with my channel at all. So I'm just going to say I always do a reading vlog in December, reading Indigo's best books of the year. I always pick 5 of the books from their list that I am most interested in to read in this big reading vlog. This will be the 5th year that I've done this challenge. It might be my last year. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit tired of it. I might want to like switch up my final vlog of the year next year. But for now, I am going to be doing this idea again. So I'm just going to tell you the books that I have picked. I think last year or maybe one of the previous years, I showed you guys as I was picking the books. I screen recorded as I went through the list and reacted to it. But I felt like that just took a lot of time and it made the reading vlog too long. So I just have already pre-planned and picked the books, but I can try and link below the webpage where Indigo has their best books listed. So yeah, I went through there, and the first one that I picked to read was actually their #1 book of the year because I haven't read it yet and I am somewhat interested. It's Here One Moment by Liane Moriarty. I've actually never read any books from Liane Moriarty, even though she's so popular. Many of her books have been adapted into movies and TV actually, but this is her newest one. I've heard it's a bit thrillery, but it's more literary fiction. I believe it's actually nominated in the Goodreads Awards for literary fiction. It's basically about this plane and it has all these passengers in it, and at the beginning of the book, some lady starts going along down the aisles of the plane telling people how they're gonna die and when they're gonna die. And then the rest of the book is exploring that and how these people react to it, and then I think following especially a group of people who are gonna die soon and how they react to it. And I think it's a little bit like philosophical, like what would you do if you knew when you were gonna die, that kind of thing. It doesn't seem like it's a new concept to explore. I feel like this is something we've seen before, but it's the #1 book, so we'll try it out. Next up, this book was actually #3 on the list and I'm definitely interested in reading it. It is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I have read 2 of Sally Rooney's books before and really enjoyed them, so of course I'm interested in reading this one. This one is a little bit different than her other books, it seems like, because it's following 2 brothers. They seem to be quite different. One brother is like a really successful lawyer. He's giving me more type A type of personality, and then we have another brother. He's a competitive chess player apparently. He's more like awkward and maybe the more like nerdy brother, but both of them are dealing with the loss of their father, and I think we're exploring both of them having different like romantic relationships as well. So I like Sally Rooney's writing. I know she's not for everyone, but she is for me, so I look forward to reading this one. Moving along through the list, I decided that I would read the new Carley Fortune book. This summer will be different. I've had mixed results with Carley Fortune. I think I first read her in Indigo's last best books of the year. I think she tends to appear on them because she is a Canadian author, and I think they do favorite Canadian authors a little bit on this list. I didn't like the first book I read from her, which was her second release, but then I really enjoyed her first release. I read them backwards. But anyways, this release is another romance where we have a main character who visits, I think it's PEI, and she has a friend there, and then she ends up meeting a, romantic partner, but then he ends up being her best friend's brother. And so it's some sort of like forbidden romance because of that. And then it's in a typical kind of Carley Fortune fashion. I think these people meet up every summer. There's some sort of angst with their relationship, but this summer's gonna be different for some reason. As I said, I'm interested because I have enjoyed one of her books, even if I didn't love her second one. So I'm hoping this will be more similar to her first book. Next up is a book I actually own, and that is What Have You Done by Shari Lapena. It is a travesty that I've not gotten to this yet. Of course, Shari Lapena is a thriller author that I love. I read all of her books, and I typically read them all in one day. They're just really fun, quick, domestic thrillers. They're always quite similar, so I hope I don't get sick of them, but I actually have heard some good things about this one, so as I've been saying, I'm excited. I think, oh yeah, it's about a typical like little town where nothing bad really happens until one day this girl, I think she's a teenage girl, ends up dead. And so then suddenly they're like, oh my gosh, like who who is the killer in our midst, and it's a typical kind of whodunit story, and I think we're getting a lot of different points of view of the people in this town trying to figure out who killed this girl. So very typical thriller storyline, but as I said, Shari Lapena's writing, like, I just eat it up. I finished them in one sitting, so this will be good. And the last book for the Indigo's Best Book vlog, I'm excited. It's going to be Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. This is the second book in the Everyone in My Family has Killed Someone series. I think that was the first one. I think, did I read this for the Indigo's Best Books last year too? I can't remember, but it's like a murder mystery series. I wouldn't really call it thriller. It's more like, it's more humorous. But yeah, it's with this guy, and in the first book we learn that like everyone in his family had killed someone, or they're all kind of involved in some criminal stuff. And then they're getting together for like a family reunion, and then people start dying, of course. So this second one, I don't really know where we're gonna go from there. I can't exactly remember if we left off on a cliffhanger or anything. I guess he's gonna be on a train. I haven't even looked up the description. I don't think I need to. I think he must be on like a train and then maybe there's a murder, and so now he's gonna like try to solve it, because he's a writer, and I think he writes books about solving mysteries, something like that. I just know I really enjoyed the first book and how it was told. We had our author speaking to us. It was just very funny. It was like breaking the fourth wall kind of style, and I just really enjoyed that. So looking forward to reading the next one. Then I'll have a book club read for my book club, but we have not decided the book yet. I think we're actually meeting tonight to discuss our previous books, so I guess I could have waited to film this until I knew what the book was going to be. Maybe I'll insert it here, because I'll edit this after our meeting. So I'll put up the book that we decided. Can't really say anything about it, but yeah. All right, so next I'm just gonna list some books I'm hoping to get to within the remainder of the month. Oh, I guess it's on Dakota's bookshelf, so I'll just grab it since I'm next to it. The next Harry Potter book. I haven't really been putting these books on my TBR. I've just been like reading them when I have time, but I have been making my way through the Harry Potter series for the first time. The next book I'm on is The Half-Blood Prince. So I'm of course very excited about this one because it's one of my favorite movies, the 6th movie. So yeah, I'll be one step forward to completing this series. Let's put that back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Another book I want to prioritize is The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This would be great to close out a series for the end of the year. This is the second book in the, what was the first book called? What was the first book called? The Stolen Heir. And the Stolen Heir duology. It's a novel of elf fame, the Cruel Prince series, all that. So great description. So yeah, the Cruel Prince series is obviously about Jude, who's a human in the fairy realm. I loved that series. And then this is a duology series that takes place years later. It's following, what's her name? Well, it's following Jude's brother Oak. And then also, oh, this one is actually from Oak's point of view, because the last one wasn't. It was from Marin, was that her name? I'm forgetting her name and it's just not saying it. It was following a different character. Sorry, this description is such a mess, but it was following a different character, and Oak was in the first book, but it's looking like this is actually from Oak's point of view. Yeah, I mean, it's a fairy fantasy series. I'm not liking this duology as much as the original trilogy, but I still really enjoy reading fairy fantasy stories. So happy to get back into this world and finish off this particular duology. Then I really just want to get through a couple manga volumes that my friend lent me like probably months ago at this point. So I need to read the 5th volume of the Full Metal Alchemist series. I've been really enjoying the series. The last issue, or volume, sorry, was probably my least favorite, but you know, I still want to keep going and hopefully it'll get back on track for me. Yeah, I need to read the next one before I like forget what's going on. And then I'm also making my way through the Hell's Paradise series. So I have volume 4 and 5. Oh, I didn't even say what this was about. Well, you guys probably know this is really popular and I'm super late. It's about 2 brothers who are alchemists and they're like trying to get their bodies back because they lost parts of their bodies when trying to bring their mom back to life, basically. And they're going on different adventures and there's fun little characters and storylines and stuff. This series is about an assassin who got caught and now he's in this like deadly competition on an island, and so it's basically like they're just trying to survive and take down their other like people that are on the island, and there's monsters and stuff. It's not as good as Full Metal, but I'm still interested in it. I definitely prefer the manga that are dark like this and like more like fantasy, horror, action, although sometimes the action scenes in this series I'm like, this, I can't even tell what's going on, and it's like there'll be like random nudity that is just not needed. But anyways, I do want to at least read like one or all of these manga series as well. So I think I should have time in December. I don't think I'll be too busy, hopefully. Obviously there's some Christmas things I'll be doing, but yeah, that's my whole TBR. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on any of these books in the comments, or let me know like what you're reading for December. I don't really have any Christmassy reads on my TBR. It's just kind of mainly catching up on some popular books from the year with the help of Indigo's best books list. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great December, a great last month of the year, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!